like a huge arch that just went over.
Yeah, like a metal arch that would tell you what this was. But there was an accident, as you can tell, because this wasn't all here. This was all this fence that you see here was all like this white fence that you see right there.
Oh, so it was just I think I saw pictures of that, like a white fence that came in the front.
Somebody ended up, as you can tell, getting into an accident here too. So,
okay. Well, shit. Alright, for the ones that just joined, we are at the Chinese graveyard here in San Antonio, Texas. He was just explaining the story to me. It's quite interesting, I'll tell you that. The story on this place. You said this is... You said that somebody would drive in here and like honk their horn 3 times?
Yeah, it would be an open up area, and you would be able to drive in your car and stop about like more or less about right here. And the story goes that when you stop right here, you were supposed to turn off your lights, and like a 6-foot sumo wrestler would appear way back there.
I heard it was or people were telling me it was like a lady, or that too, or it could have been like a lady and a tall lady and a, what do they call them dresses that they go to festivals in?
Komodo?
Yeah.
I always told it was a 6-foot like sumo wrestler.
Sumo wrestler. All right. Well, the funny thing is that all these graves out here, some of them are just kind of ditched. Like if nobody comes out here and takes care of them, or some of them are a little bit forgotten. There's a couple that are like legit in trees and cactus.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting.
Go look at those right now.
That's crazy. So we're about to come all the way down this way. We do get spirit boxes with us, and we're going to try to see if we can get anything in tonight. What do you think? You think we're going to get anything?
There's a possibility. Usually we get some type of somebody talking to the ghost box, but you know, it's mainly hearing and just staying quiet pretty much.
Well, I guess the main thing that we should probably keep an eye on is the scorpions.
Yeah, we saw.
There's a lot of scorpions. I saw one that was like right on top of a grave. I was like, oh, that's. I don't think the sumo wrestler's the only thing that's protecting them out here. Don't sit at one of these graves. Be a bad day. So all these, like this one, for example, this one's just left here. This one looked like it could have been a child's grave, or maybe, I don't know.
I believe it was an infant's grave.
An infant? It could be that too.
On some of these graves, it's hard to tell because the plate's not on here. On some of the older style, they would write on the cement, and this one's not actually written on. So it can be modern, between modern and old style.
So unmarked grave, basically. And then look at this one. This one's all freaking torn to pieces. I guess because of age.
Age, yeah.
Age, rock.
Yeah, age, and then the way people would make their headstones would just be made out of actual cement. You would out here, you would actually make your own headstone and actually bury your own.
Oh, huh. That's crazy. There's a lot of other ones out here too. So where do you want to start? Where do you want to try doing it?
We can sit and listen over here in the middle.
This one legit has a wood cross. A wood cross. That's crazy. This one looks like it's been here for quite some time too, and somebody just added on to it. It's pretty crazy. It's really interesting.
That's part of the Chinese area because you can see that there's a Buddha.
What happened to the Black Swan Inn? I went there and I was hanging out and enjoyed the live and whatnot. Nobody came up to me or anything like that, so I was just kind of hanging out, to be honest. Just hanging out. But now we're at the Chinese graveyard of San Antonio, Texas.
It's the latest one on there is 1970, but I think the graves, this cemetery is dated back from the 1800s.
Huh?
In case anybody wanted to know.
So this is pretty old then, huh? You love my voice? This one's pretty old too. Look at that one. That's crazy. Okay, so where do you want to try our luck at? Where do you think would be the most active spot here?
Like going here towards the back, because this is where we mainly where I've gone and stand surfing. Like towards back here in the middle of all these that are buried back here.
In the middle. You want to try using yours, or you want to try using mine?
We can either or. I just barely put brand new batteries today.
I guess then we can try yours then first, huh?
You know what? I'm gonna set up. I'm gonna set up the cat ball over here.
Yeah.
Got people talking out in the distance. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they don't bother people. Definitely some type of. Put the cat ball there. I do have the rim pod. I do got to figure out where to put that. I think I'm gonna put it
on
right.
the bench if you want.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about putting it on the bench. It'll turn off, right? Yeah. There it goes.
It'll turn off.
So I'm gonna put the rim pod right here. We are at the Chinese graveyard, if anybody wanted to know again. Here located in San Antonio, Texas. This is my first time actually being here. He's the one that told me about it. And yeah, we're about to see if we can be able to get anything through. Maybe something that wants to come over here and talk to us. I don't know. That's why we're here, to find out if anybody does talk to us. If I sound a little bit tired, it's not because I am. It's because it's been a long...
Yeah, that's somebody being in the background.
It's been definitely gunshots.
I can do the same thing. Trust me. I can do the same thing, though. I want to be an idiot.
That is freaking nuts. Okay. So, you know what's interesting is that just reset. Like that. And as soon as I let go of it, it went off. Look how the wind ain't... Something else has to be around that for that to be set off, so...
I think somebody's having a party back there. That's why they were shutting up their darn guns. People out here in the south side be stupid.
So tonight we are at the Chinese graveyard. Right now I got my REM pod set up. And he's busting out a spirit box right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it on.
You gotta turn
Make sure I turn off everything else. Bluetooth and everything, because it's, you know how the spirit are.
Yeah, those were definitely guns. I was like, damn, shit.
I ain't scared of my shit, man.
It's like, we could both play that game. Seizure warning. Sorry. I know if I'm moving a lot. So the REM pod is not moving. It is pretty windy today, is it not?
Yes.
Okay, so...
more windier than it has been now. Okay. Speaker's kind of loud. Sorry. Hello? I don't know if you ever showed your audience the live of what you were explaining about when they were using a ghost box, a spirit box.
Uh-huh.
But if anybody's interested in knowing of how it works, show them how fast it goes. So there's no way that
something solid would come through unless it was something that, you know what I mean? It's going through multiple channels per second. You got to realize that in order for something really solid to come through, it needs to be very efficient.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello, I heard that.
That
That was pretty cool.
What's your name?
It sounded like something with the A.
Can you repeat that again? Can you tell me your name, please?
See how it went silent?
Yeah. Are you scared?
The cat ball just went off.
And we're not touching that. That
We're
actually
not.
has to be physically moved. That actually has to
And
be
the funny thing
physically
is that it wasn't the wind because it's been windy the whole time. Look, it stopped.
Was that you that turned on the cat bone?
It could have been Emily. Like, that's what it sounded like. It could be. That is crazy.
If that was you, can you do it again for me, please?
So, female's voice that's coming through, that's for sure. If you're around me right now, can you come over here to this red light and touch it for me? Just touch the antenna that's by it. Can you do that for me? You want to come over here to this bench and sit down? So the REM pod isn't going off. Y'all can definitely see this. We're not anywhere near it. Pete is right here. REM pod's right there. And then we got the cat ball that just went off not too long ago.
Hello? ¿Hablan español?
That was Spanish.
Yeah.
That was Spanish. I heard that.
Dime tu nombre, por favor. You asked me, who am I?
That's freaking...
Yeah.
Oh, look. It... Holy cow.
Yo soy un amigo. Juan.
That went off.
¿Tú sabes mi nombre?
Ask them if they can come by this bench.
¿Puedes venir acá a sentar en este banco donde está esta luz, por favor?
So this just went off. And it's windy right now. Look, the cat ball ain't going off. The REM pod ain't going off. And it's super windy right now. You can probably hear the wind through the
Si
microphone.
tocas acá, la antena o la...
Pick up the flag.
Okay, déjame hablar.
What flag? Where's the flag at?
Si tocas acá donde está la luz, se prende otras diferentes luces.
Oh, man. I tried to fix it, guys. I tried to. I could pick up this one and put it on the bench.
Por favor, no tengan miedo de hablar.
There you go. The cross I can't really pick up because...
It's actually run out from the bottom.
Yeah, it's rotting off from the bottom, so I can't pick that up.
Hola.
So all these are unmarked or just found. And that's freaking crazy because all these are different people. Except right here. This is 2 people actually. Or a whole family. Shut up.
It's because I see the neighbors were the ones that were being stupid turning them off. I saw them with the lights, like, you know, I don't know if they were trying this way or what.
So they don't try nothing stupid, right?
I know. If you're telling me I would be running my truck over there and go get mine.
Yeah, I was like, don't be shooting this way, dude. We're gonna have some freaking problems.
Okay, you can show them. ¿Estás aquí todavía con nosotros?
So this whole entire graveyard is over 100 years old. So it's been here for a fat minute.
Does that say China on it?
Yep, sure does.
And then on the bottom, I think it says cemetery.
If anybody's over here by me, can you come over here to this ball and move it for me?
Is this part of the Chinese cemetery?
Can you make the lights go off for that ball?
Do you speak English? Amina Zain.
You heard a girl's voice?
Mushi Mushi? Dude, they just said hi to me in Japanese.
That's cool as shit.
Let's try that one more time. That's kind of a little bit what I know. That part's gonna go. Mushi Mushi?
That light just turned on.
Yeah, it's a motion sensor.
Oh, it's because there's a dog by it. Or a goat.
That was the female that said hola.
Hola.
¿Está alguien aquí con nosotros?
So look how the REM pod isn't going off.
Earlier
It was going off.
Already.
It was going
That ball
off.
went off once.
The ball went off once too. We caught that.
¿Pueden venir acá en esta luz? So I'm asking the spirit to come and touch this light in Spanish because that's how we got it turned on a while ago.
Can you tell us your name? Silent.
There was a car that stopped there by my truck and then just took off.
There's a car that stopped by your truck?
Yeah, I had the loud sound and then took off.
It's a cop?
No, a car.
Oh.
No, if there was a cop, they wouldn't say anything. All they can tell you is private property, you just gotta leave. That's all. That's all they can really tell you. Because there's nobody here to cite you for trespassing.
Yeah. Can you make one of these lights go off for us?
¿Puedes prender esa luz que está aquí o esa pelota que está allá, por favor? Hazlo ahorita, por favor.
That was a little bit weird.
Oh, the female said, of course. And then I asked her if they can do it right now. And I'm still waiting for them to turn on the light.
If they could turn on the light, right?
Yeah. Si tocas esta luz colorada que está aquí, se cambia de diferente color. Puedes tocarlo, por favor.
Oh.
Sí, muchas gracias. Gracias. Gracias.
You said that right on cue, too.
Muchas gracias. ¿Puedo hacerlo una vez más? Es todo lo que te pido. Una vez más. ¿Puedo hacerlo ahorita?
There
Muchas
it goes.
gracias.
There you go.
So I just asked it. Okay, we asked it right now if they could touch it, which they did, and then to verify it, I asked it again if they can touch it again, and so they sure did.
So he asked 2 times in a row if they could make the light go off, and they did. And it's crazy because they were very responsive about that. Like right on cue, as soon as you asked, they made the light go
I
off.
want to try something. ¿Puedes cambiar el diferente color, por favor? Hay diferentes colores ahí. Tenemos 4 colores. ¿Puedes cambiar el color, por favor? Tócalo otra vez, por favor.
So he could speak better fluent Spanish than I can. I could kind of understand, but he can speak way better than I ever can.
No te hace nada esta luz. Espíritu que estaba aquí, por favor, toca la luz otra vez.
I was a
have
female.
no idea what she said.
Ooh, something got
If you
cold.
understand me, please turn on that light.
Something got
again
really
and change
cold
it.
right here. That was really weird. Did you feel that? It felt like a weird breeze, like, go up my back.
Yeah, here you'll get touched. You'll get like somebody.
Yeah,
pulling
it felt
at
like
you.
a weird breeze, like if somebody was
Yeah,
moving
or
my
something-
shirt.
Oh shit! I just saw an energy burst. I saw something like just burst right here beside you in this area, right here. Like you know when somebody takes a picture. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I saw. But then again, like I explained to you before, I'm sensitive.
It felt a little bit, I don't know. It was a little bit weird. Like it felt like my shirt
¿Estás
moved.
aquí? Is somebody here with us?
So the ones that want to know who he is, his name is Pete. I went to the haunted railroad tracks, and he ended up meeting me there.
Hi again.
So he's back with me. He's showing me the Chinese graveyard here in San Antonio, Texas. We had so far quite a bit of activity. The REM pod went off at least 3 times. It's super windy, so you know it ain't the wind, right, Pete?
Right.
It ain't the wind. And you got a cat ball over here? Did you hear that?
Is somebody here?
It sounded like a female's voice, like right here. Like a really loud whisper, like right here.
¿Estás aquí con nosotros?
You heard that too, but I heard like a freaking real light whisper, like right here.
You know what it can be too?
Huh?
They're mocking it. Have you ever heard of that?
Mocking?
Mocking the spirit box. So, what happens is they're picking up frequencies here, right?
Mhm.
And using it to try to talk out here. Instead of talking here, they're talking out.
Huh? I don't know. It was just weird. It sounded like a voice
Yeah.
back here. I don't know if you heard that, but it sounded like a female back here. Like if a female is close by. Like at first I thought it was,
That's music from over there.
That's
that
music.
was too far away.
but it was over here, where I heard.
Are you over here?
He is an investigator too, from Facebook. So the cat ball is over here. The cat ball is right here. Yeah, so everybody on here is saying that they heard a female too. Because this picks up better audio than I can.
Right,
I'm going to
exactly.
review that because
Yeah.
and if it's a female's voice that I heard, I'm going
Right.
to send it to you because that was cool. Like I heard it.
Yeah.
It was very faint, but I could hear it. There's a beer bottle right there. I just noticed
Yeah.
that.
So the traditionally, when you go visit somebody, the tradition goes that you're supposed to take them what they would enjoy when they were alive, and it's like how you call it, an offering,
Okay.
an offering of peace. So usually people bring like empty beer bottles,
Uh-huh.
sometimes full, sometimes money. It's just like a peace offering, you know. Just
Mhm.
it's supposed to, of what I heard or what I understand, it's supposed to help them, guide them into the light
Just okay.
or to the other side.
So more of a
Yeah.
comforting type
Yes.
deal. Okay. See, even I learn things every day.
You're excused?
Ask them if they can. Ask them if they can move that ball. In Spanish. Maybe because
What?
they're more responsive in Spanish. Than
What? I think they're agreeing with you. It was
yeah,
going,
it's pointing at the ball. Look, look,
it's going.
it's
at
going
you.
off.
We're gonna try it. Go over there. Vaya para allá, por favor. Vaya para allá. Toca esa pelota, por favor. Si la mueves un poquito, brilla una luz.
So the ball's right here, and if this goes, look.
Vaya para allá, por favor. Vaya para allá. Okay, está bien.
So the REM pod's going off right now. This is amazing. I've never had this much activity at a graveyard. And he's asking them right now if they could go over to the ball and move it.
Vente conmigo. Toca aquí. La pelota esta. Tócala, por favor. Toca este. Toca este. Muévalo. Si la mueves un poquito, mira. ¿Ves? Cambia color.
Okay, so he just moved the ball to demonstrate if they could do that for us.
Espera que se pare la luz, por favor. Hola. Ahora, hazlo. Por favor. Ahorita. Why did I just see a gust?
I saw that too, right?
Go your way. There's not
It's
that much
it looked
wind
like
blowing
it looked like
for
a
that.
weird
There's
shadow
no
past the
way.
light. Look, there it is going off right now.
Venga para acá. Yo sé que estás allá. No tenga miedo, por favor. ¿Quieres la pelota para allá? ¿Quieres
So,
que mueva la pelota?
dude, that is going off like crazy right now.
¿Quieres que mueva la pelota allá con ese luz?
It looked like
Yes.
look, there it is.
And I think he said yes on the radio too. See.
What if we get the ball and move it closer?
So that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Because I was asking it, do you want me to move the ball closer to it? And that's what I got.
So
the
they
response.
asked. Okay, so you asked if
Right.
they would like the ball closer. Okay.
I'm
So he's gonna put the ball on the bench.
It goes off right here. It does, but it's not close enough for it to
So
go
look,
off.
guys, it's super windy right now, and this REM pod isn't going off. That's how you know how accurate these devices are.
Ahora, ahí está la pelota. Por favor, tócala. No tenga miedo.
So he's asking if they can move the ball.
Tócalo. Empújalo. Tíralo si quieres. Hazlo ahorita, por favor.
So everybody is still saying that they heard a female's voice earlier. A lot of people are saying that. That was weird.
Yeah. ¿Puedes tocarlo una vez más? Toca la pelota. Ok, pues toca la pelota,
sir.
por favor.
What did you just ask?
Instead of touching the light, for them just to go ahead and touch the ball.
But they like the light better.
I think they like that light. Really.
See, ask them
really,
if they
really.
could change. Okay, so there's red, blue, and green. So each point is a different color. So this side is green. This side is blue, and then you got
You have to touch the antenna.
yeah.
There you go.
So this side is like pink. So there's pink,
So okay, so
pink, yellow, and blue.
So the closer a spirit gets to the REM pod, that's when it changes color. If you ever put your hand next to the antenna, it's gonna go green. When it gets closer, it should change a different color, yellow. Gets a little bit closer, and when it's touching the antenna, it should be going that
Red.
loud. But you'll see that pinkish color and then going that loud.
Oh, that's right now. You just demonstrated to them.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Wow.
That was crazy. That was super responsive too.
Muchas gracias.
See, we just demonstrated.
Yeah.
You just basically explained to them.
Ahora, si puedes hacer esto, mira, nomás tócalo un poquito así. Prende la pelota esta. Nomás pújalo, es todo lo que necesito hacer.
So he's asking if they can move the ball instead of messing with the light.
Déjalo que pare primero, papá. Ahora sí, mueve la
And so
pelota,
far,
por
the
favor.
spirits like the REM pod the most.
Mueve la pelota, por favor.
Maybe they don't like the light. I had a couple of spirits that don't like lights. That was super responsive though.
Yeah. No tenga miedo, por favor, de la pelota. I know, little.
The bugs, they like the light. Now it's just quiet.
Yeah. Think they probably wasted up enough of their energy for today, huh? Si necesitas algo para que devuelvas a hacerlo, puedes agarrar la energía de la luz o de mi teléfono si quieres. Mira, tengo mi teléfono. Puedes usar la luz de esto para agarrar la energía para mover esa pelota, por favor. So basically what I'm offering them is my energy from my phone or from your light to move that ball.
I can end up putting my light there. I can turn...
¿Quieres la luz ahí para que... Put it on the low beam. Put it on the low beam.
Oh, it's blinding you, huh?
Put it on the low beam.
Or actually, I'll point it this way.
You can point it. I was going to say, yeah.
So the REM pod's going off right now. I'm wondering if they're taking energy from the flashlight. And oh! It just turned off.
That charged or no?
No, it should be charged.
Can you do that again if that was you? Can you shut off the light? ¿Puedes apagar esa luz si era usted?
Dude, that light
went in front of the light again. Look it.
Look, I saw that.
I don't think
there's no bugs. There's no bugs. Look, there's no bugs up front.
Of it, right?
There's no bugs.
¿Estás enfrente de la luz?
There's no bugs.
He said yes.
He said yes for what?
I don't know what he's saying yes to, because I told him that there was you were talking about the bugs and stuff, and he said yes in Japanese.
So the light's not going off.
That sounds very deep. I think I'm getting voices in Japanese.
There's a couple of voices that I did hear in Japanese, but I couldn't really make it out.
I don't understand it, but I know they're speaking it. I only know little phrases. That had been Japanese. That was definitely.
That's weird. It's not. It's weird. It's interesting. It's like we're getting mixed voices here.
Konnichiwa?
So we had so far the most activity, right? Dude, something touched me. Something just touched me.
You didn't hear
something just touched me.
You didn't hear that before that happened?
No. What did you hear?
He said leave on the spirit box.
Dude, something just touched me.
He said leave. And when he said that, he goes, something touched me.
Bro, that scared me. That was a touch. That was a full-on touch. That was the most...
If that was you, can you do that to me? I want you to touch me.
That wasn't a bug, dude. That was like a full-on hand that hit me. Look. There's some type of shadow. Cold?
Yeah?
That's what I felt. It felt like a cold hand. Well, it felt like something cold, like a piece of metal touching me.
Dropping right here.
You know what? I got the perfect tool for that. That just went off right now. As I said, perfect tool. Look.
¿Estás aquí conmigo?
So it's on 0 right now.
Is somebody here?
Ask him if they could come over here to the.
That was a female lady saying leave too.
It sounded like they said leave.
I heard it already twice. You wanna see?
I got touched.
It's okay. You come and touch this little device right here for me. Just touch it. That's all you need to do is touch this little device in front of us right here. Not that one. We know you like that one. We get that. I'm talking about this other one, the one that has a little green light on it.
I just put the cross on.
Come and touch
Not
this
on the
little
floor.
device in front of me, please.
Dude, I can't believe they actually touched me.
Venga a tocar
I'm a little bit
este,
spooked from
donde
that.
está
That was
esta luz,
crazy.
por favor.
That was like cold metal touching me. That's what that felt like. You heard that?
I heard something.
I heard
don't know what the
something
hell
too.
that was not on the spirit box.
Turn down the spirit box real quick.
I was gonna turn it off so we can hear what's going on around us. Because that did not sound. That sounded.
Unless you're hearing the music.
No.
What did you
I
hear?
don't think that was music.
What did you hear?
It sounded like a voice, but I don't know what it said, to be honest with you. I know it was a voice, and that was too far.
I keep hearing. I heard that female voice earlier, and I felt like I heard voices, but I think it was the music that I was hearing. That
Hello?
still on 0, believe it or not. That's still on 0. The flashlight is still on. The cat ball hasn't moved, and they love the REM pod light. But look how still it is. None of this equipment is going off right now.
No.
But the flashlight turned off. The cat ball went off today. The REM pod went off. They have to be really close. Look,
Yeah.
like
¿Puedes
super
tocar
close.
esto, por favor?
I don't hear nothing now. It's just pure quietness.
Dude, this is weird.
This is freaking weird, right? I was like, whoa. Like massive energy right here. And then I got what it felt like. You know what it felt like? It felt like metal. Have you ever had a metal bar touch you?
Yeah.
That's what that
I know
felt
what
like.
you're talking about. I've been touched by his spirits before.
And it was just so clean too. It wasn't raspy. It was like solid.
Is somebody over there? Like where those lights are at?
I heard something.
¿Está alguien allá? Dude, I swear I see some. I thought
You
I saw something.
saw something way out there?
I thought I saw something over there. Oh shit!
Holy cow!
Shit.
Oh no,
Oh, there's
debunk,
something
debunk,
on-
it's a
yeah,
bug.
There's something on it. What the hell is that? Is that a
That's a-
spider?
Either that or a lotus. Debunk.
Wrong light.
I'm gonna get that shit off.
I was like, whoa, dude, go nuts on here.
That was me getting my phone close. It should go off. It should reset.
Yeah. Yeah, I swear I thought I saw something going that way.
So I keep wondering what keeps going on, but it's a goat.
Yeah, it is a goat?
Yeah, it's a goat. I thought it was a dog, but it was a goat.
Is somebody over there?
Look, look.
Shut off one of those lights for me. Go in front of it. Cover it. Oh, shit, I saw something different.
You think if I walk out there?
Careful, because I think something's that way.
Like what? What do you think is there?
I see the shadow that way. You see where there's a little thing right there? You see this little white little thing on the floor?
Yeah.
I was seeing something there, and then moving back and forth.
Okay, here. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk out there with a flashlight to... Whoa, what the hell?
You see that, right? What is
Dude, there's something that... What?
There has to be something there.
There has to be. Look. Oh my God. Dude, look, there's something white on the floor.
And then
when you shine the flashlight, it goes away.
What?
What
is it?
Careful.
Oh, it is.
Oh.
It's a grave mark. But a while ago when we... What the hell?
I mean, it could have been it could have been just the... Oh my God, I gotta turn off this light. Freaking Lotus trying to attack my ass right now. The weird part is... Stupid ass. I mean, it could have been just the, like, light reflecting off the...
But what light? To be honest with
No,
you.
I'm saying, like, when we flashed a flashlight like this, it probably looked... Dude, that was weird, though. It looked like something was
Turn off
there.
your light for a minute.
I think it was that we saw. And we just saw it from a weird angle.
But I'm swearing, dude. I'm seeing shadows stay right here. This area here. Where I'm at right now.
Here, stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. I'm gonna do a little experiment. If you're around my area right now, can you make this device that's glowing red go off? And if you're near Pete, which is standing exactly 10 yards away from me, can you touch him? Okay, REM pod's going off. Is that you by me? If you don't like me being here and you want us to leave, can you make that glow blue for me? If you want us to leave this area and leave you alone, can you make that turn blue? I guess they like us staying here. So Pete's exploring that gravesite over here. There's really a lot of graves around here. Like this one, for example, that's just been overgrown and are legit into plants. There's some that are from 1933 or 1902, which is freaking over 100 years old. And there's a couple where they left beers. And supposedly that's what they said. Or, oh, I just noticed there's a cross over here. Holy cow, that is crazy. You feel anything?
No.
No? I'm gonna come this way and show y'all. I'll be right back. I'm gonna show them these graves over here. So here, dude, I'm still a little bit spooked from being touched. That caught me off guard. So like this one's from 1883 to 1955. Right there, you can see that. Clear as day. Bud McMurley, right? Is that how you say that? It could be a different way to pronounce it because sometimes names are pronounced differently. Bernie, could be Bernie. Or maybe like... So these are newer ones. This one's an older one right here with the horse. This one has... looks like Jesus on it. And 1927 to 1980 the place is called. It's called the. When you look it up, it just says Chinese graveyard, but if you just look up San Antonio's Chinese graveyard, and it will pop up. That was loud. What the hell was that? So these are all crosses that have been here for over 100 years old, and they ended up, looks like, polishing them, trying to paint them, refix them. There's no names on some of them. This one says grandpa, so this one could have been grandpa to a family. This one says Robert. See how they put it extra too? Hold on. Pete's calling me. I'm coming. How come no YouTube videos? I've been really busy, but I'm gonna get those out this weekend. I got 3 of them that I've been editing, and I've just been knocking them out. I was initially gonna post 1, but I'm just gonna post 3 to kind of keep it going.
I have to face the camera down in the camera.
What's wrong? What happened?
I'll show you right now.
What is that?
I'm not facing this shit, dude. Yeah.
Is that clothes? Don't tell me that's a
That's
decayed body.
I hope not.
That it's not a dug up grave?
I don't know, dude. Right now.
That better not be a dug up grave. Watch out, scorpion.
Ooh, I just saw
Scorpion. Yeah, watch out for the scorpion.
I know, but that's too much clothes for me, dude.
That is a lot of clothes, right?
A blanket.
Ooh, watch out for the spider too.
But the way this blanket is, how you call it? To me, the way it was.
It looked like clothes, right? Like to a
if it was
person.
closed up.
Shh, did you hear that? It's like wood creaking right here. Look, there's a mark.
There's a marked grave over there.
Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. I saw that just right now. There's an unmarked grave back here. I don't know if I can kind of get close to it, but you can see it right there. And all these bushes, they could, you know what the funny thing is, Pete? That there could be so many grave sites here that just didn't have any marks or anything, that you don't even know if you're standing over a body right now.
That's a grave area. I'm pretty sure there's more graves that way. I'm more likely. If there's one right there.
I saw a couple of ones that were all in there. It's a little bit, it's pretty much sad, really, like
Let everything go.
that you would think that the city would come in here and clean it up a little bit better, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get rid of some of these dead trees, and fix the fences to make it more secured, but they really haven't done much. So we thought this was a body that, we thought it could have been a body that was accidentally surfaced, or so we had to make sure that it wasn't before we showed it. It scared me a little bit because the way it looked like it would have been.
I was thinking of the worst.
Yeah, I know you were. You looked a little bit. You're like, oh, and you know the funny thing is, look, there's a grave site right here,
Yeah,
like
there is.
caved in too, like like one of those tomb platforms. Right. There's one right here. Look, just completely caved in.
How the way graves were dug back then, and how people were actually
How they,
buried back
yeah,
then.
or well, some people actually buried. Look, the REM pod's going off. That REM pod's going off right now. That's not the wind. There's no way.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I'm gonna go blow on it just to make sure.
It's gonna be some weird ass shit.
There's no way that was a wind, because this doesn't detect wind. Okay, I'm getting my phone too close. That's probably. Hold on, let it reset. Or how about not reset? If that's you making the light go off, can you stop? So that way I can... Okay. Yeah, definitely not wind. That's not wind. I'm blowing hard as hell. Hey, you know what's funny is this device got turned off. Whoa. Shit. Was that you that turned off the device? If that was you that turned off this device that's by the cross, can you turn the light off? This is weird. I never had this much evidence before. Okay, light is back on. Can you come over here to this green light and touch it for me? The REM pod's right here next to me. So the wind is not causing this to go off. That is... There's no debunk on that. Something needs to be around here, like my flashlight, for it to go off. Something physically. You think there was another entrance to this place?
Yeah.
Oh, watch out, there's a spider right connection, like right there.
It's descending.
Huh?
It's descending.
All of this is kind of sinking in weird too, you know that? Ask them in Spanish if they would like this place to get fixed up. Or...
There you go.
They answered for me. They...
Yeah? They understood you. Somebody did. Has your family come out here to visit you? Wow.
That is absolutely nuts.
Okay, stop real quick. Can you stop, please? Are you the person that's at this grave site that we're standing by? Are you one of the Guzmans?
That's the name of the family that's right here.
Dude, I just thought about something.
What?
There's a female name by it. We were getting female response earlier.
And there's a female's name on that.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a female's name right there on that cross. I don't know if I can kind of look at it just a little bit better, but... Can you spell that out? Can you see that better?
Elvira.
Alvera?
Elvira. Elvira, maybe?
You know, that could have been the name that we heard. That sounded like with the E or A.
Señora Guzmán, ¿estás aquí con nosotros?
What? We're nowhere near it. We're nowhere.
Gracias. Gracias. So I'm assuming the female voice that we heard earlier
Is her.
is her.
Just to make sure, ask her one more time. Like, was that you talking to us earlier?
Señora Guzmán, ¿era usted que estaba hablando con los otros?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Gracias. Gracias.
That was crazy.
Gracias. Did you
Wow.
hear that? After that,
It sounded like a scream.
I thought I heard like a whistle. Look,
Dude, it's going
there it goes
off.
again. Is that you whistling?
The voice that I heard earlier behind me, was that you? I didn't hear
Dude,
the
I
whistle.
thought I heard
You thought you heard a whistle?
whistles. Yes.
I didn't hear a whistle.
¿Estaba chiflando? Señor Guzmán, ¿estás aquí todavía?
So we did the spirit box. We had a lot of stuff come through the spirit box. We had, what was it?
Señor Guzmán, ¿estás aquí todavía? I have a feeling that her spirit is roaming around.
You know what?
It does not stay right here.
I'm gonna move this right here. I'm gonna sit right next to it and see if they would sit right next to me.
I was gonna say, I can move it out of the way.
Okay. I don't know why I was doing that. Every single time I step forward to sit down, it doesn't.
Is it because of your phone, maybe? No?
No, my phone's nowhere near. Look. My phone's really close and it's not going off. What in the world? And it's not the wind because there's hardly any wind.
Would you like for him to sit down next to you?
Oh. Okay.
There goes the answer.
It,
Se va a ir a sentar con usted. No tenga miedo. I think they're looking for company. They wanted you to sit down because you've been standing up probably for a good while.
do you want to sit down right next to me? Wow.
Ahora tienes compañía ahorita. Puedes hablar con él si puedes.
Oh my God.
Okay. Wow, I just got chills, dude. Like,
I got chills too. I'm freaking out right now because that just moved. That just spiked right now. This just spiked right now at 2. Look.
Whoa, and it agreed with you?
Can you make this device turn blue for me? Wow. This is the most activity I've ever seen. It's not my phone because I'm not anywhere near it. Look, it just turned blue. Watch, if I get up, will it turn off?
Probably.
Look at nothing. It just went completely dead. Like there's nothing there. If you want me to sit back down with you again, can you make that turn colors for me? Can you make it turn red or blue?
Dude, I just took a little video and it froze for a couple of seconds.
Did it really?
I wonder if I caught that frozen part just for that couple of seconds. Let's see.
I'm going to come sit by you again if that's okay. Can you make that device go off? Can you make it change colors again if that's okay if I sit next to you? It's like they understand between Spanish and English. It's a little bit.
Look.
What?
Look.
Oh, look at that.
And it's still, look.
Look at that. It's like a mist, kind of.
No, but it's frozen. The
I know
camera
it froze for a minute, but look, if you look closely, there's a mist at the bottom. Look, right here, look. Right there. You can see it moving right here, look. It's like foggy in this area.
There, it froze right there, and the time's still clicking.
This is crazy. Wow. Ask him if, or you know what? How about you go sit? You go sit down.
That's what I was gonna ask her. Look there.
Look.
That's when it.
That's when it froze. It froze for a solid 3 seconds too.
Look.
Wow.
¿Gustaría que a sentar con usted? ¿Me puedo sentar con usted?
He's asking if he could go sit by. Ask him if they want me to sit by them again.
¿Usted diría que él senta con ustedes?
Is that me? You think that's me or no? Look. There's no way that's me. I'm gonna sit way on the edge. What?
¿Puede estar quieto?
Is it my phone? My phone's nowhere near it though. Look, I'm gonna get up. I'm up.
Just curious out of curiosity. When was the last time you put new batteries in it?
Before we got here, I went to Walmart and put. What? But look, it's not going off right now.
I want to see if it goes down, go off.
Here. You know what? Put your phone on my bag, so that way everybody can see that you don't have your phone with you. Because when you bring your phone close to it, it does go off.
¿Puedes estar conmigo? Can you come and sit beside me?
Did you hear that? I think it might have been that goat.
¿Estás aquí?
Now it's not going off. Which is funny because you got your spirit box in your hand, right? You think it would have gone off with the spirit box? It goes off with but that's because there's something solid by it though. But look, when I come close with the phone, I'm pretty close. It's not going off. I have to be like super close for it to go off.
That would be crazy. That's some crazy ass shit. What's up, that crazy?
I think it, unless it's attached to me. You think that could be a possibility?
It could be a possibility.
You want to hold my phone for me? And maybe with me, no devices?
Let me see.
So he's going to hold my phone for me. I'm going to go sit right there. I'm wondering,
You can take it.
you want to hold the flashlight?
Hey, you want me to? I can. That's
Or
no problem.
whatever you feel like. I'm going to go sit right next to it. Ask him, or if that's okay, I'm going to come over here and sit next to you. And if you like me sitting by you, can you make it go off when I sit next to you?
Is somebody there next to him? ¿Está alguien ahí sentado?
Like something tapped me in the back. Could have been a bug though. You know what's funny is when I sat the other way.
They said somebody said they must have heard a scream, but we haven't heard a scream. Maybe it's like an EVP, because usually EVP, when y'all hear it, it's unfortunately we can't really hear it. So y'all are fortunate if you do hear like a voice.
It's not going off now. Let me see the phone real quick. Maybe if I come over here with the phone with the flash real quick. Maybe if unless it is my phone that's making it go off, but I hardly doubt that. Look, it's not my phone. I'm sitting right next to it. What?
¿Está alguien aquí ahora o no? I asked it a double question.
It's not going off. Now it is. It's making it slight. It's not going off though. That's weird. That is so weird. Dude, something just moved. Dude, there's something that just moved right behind you. It looked like a light. Like a flashlight. It looked like a small flashlight. Look, it's going off right now. Look. Pete. It's going off like crazy right now as soon as I saw that light.
Is somebody here with us? Can you show yourself to me, please?
That thing is going crazy right now.
I don't get as scared as Ray does, so you can show yourself to me.
That's awesome.
If you want to scare somebody, come and scare me. It's kind of hard, though.
That just went off right now. I'm gonna sit right next to it.
You know, I'm gonna probably get going.
Probably the most evidence we had so far.
From here, yes. I believe you do, yes.
Huh?
I believe you've gotten
The most
out of
evidence
here.
out of here so far. Is it because I'm new? You think it's because I'm new? As I asked that?
Is that what you're trying to do? Because you're trying to do initiation? Get away. Stop. Stop. Okay, back off. Back off the antenna, please.
It's like if something's sitting right next to me. It's not my phone because I'm really not anywhere near it. It's still making that beeping. What? I'm a little bit confused. But as soon as I sit down, it goes off. And it's not my phone because I just sat by it with my phone. But when I get up, it wants to turn off.
Yeah, some weird stuff.
Look. That's crazy. Can you make that go back to red? I never seen it done that before, to be honest with you. And I just put new batteries in that. What? If I sit down, can you make that go back to red? Unless somebody's sitting there. I'm gonna turn it off. Turn it back on, see what happens. Or you know what? How about move it to another location?
Yeah, we can go a little bit further up. You want?
Yeah. Let's do that.
You grab your...
Here, flash the flashlight real quick.
Yeah, we want to check underneath.
Make sure there's no
you don't have
freaking...
any hitchhikers.
Yeah, I don't want any freaking scorpions going home with me. Not tonight. Not ever. Just look at it real quick. We good?
Yeah, I don't see anything, man.
You say that, and I'm gonna get stuck. Alright.
Be like,
You want to grab that for me?
He told me there was nothing there.
He told me. So we can go over here.
See, there's another bench over here.
That was so weird. It was like if they wanted me to sit there and stay there. I don't know if it's because I'm new or... Did you hear that? It sounds like a woman. So weird.
What's that?
Over there?
You see that?
It could be an unmarked grave.
That black part? Or it could be a tire.
Oh, no, it's a tire.
Is it really? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tire. I'm looking right at it.
How do I see rims? Like literally? Look. Something shiny.
Yeah, it's like rims, kind of.
Look at that move.
Okay, so for the ones that want to know what my YouTube is, there's no videos just yet, and that's just because I'm editing like 3 different videos at once. I was initially supposed to post 1 video, but I decided might as well post 3 videos so that way y'all have more content to watch while I'm doing other things, while I'm busy during the weekends or weeks. So I'm kind of making a various... What the hell was that? I'm making like multiple videos so that way y'all can watch it. I'm gonna put this right here. Look, Pete. Oh shit. I'm gonna put that right there.
We're talking about unmarked graves.
Now it's not starting to go off. Look. It's not going off now.
Is somebody over here with us? There's another side of
You want to try your spirit box one last time?
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna put this on that bench. I'm gonna put my backpack on the bench. I don't trust the floor no more. Floor dangerous. Floor dangerous.
We saw a while ago.
Yeah, I'm not putting my floor.
You can kind of see what was or what should have been.
So everybody's saying they heard a little girl laugh. Which I'm gonna review this video because I heard a voice earlier. Hey, you know what's funny? Check this out. Check out how calm the REM pod is right now. It's not going off. It's not going crazy. And look where we are. We're in a different location. The location that we were at, it was that way. And it is completely calm. There's nothing making it go off. There's no noise. Did I leave my flashlight over there? Or do you have it? Is that mine? Oh, that's yours.
Is yours.
Mine?
Yeah.
With the...
Mine's right here.
Oh, so you did have mine. I was like, what?
Yeah. ¿Está alguien acá con nosotros?
So I'm going to show y'all real quick where the most energy was, and I'm going to come back. But I'm going to walk over here alone. I'm walking over here alone. What the hell? It sounded like a little girl. That's crazy. I keep hearing like a woman's voice. It's a little bit weird. But then again, it's not weird. So as soon as I came over here, there was immediate action right here at this bench. This is where I was sitting. So if you don't know where we are at the Chinese graveyard here in San Antonio, Texas. This is probably the only area I had the most activity. And we had the REM pod on this very bench, and I sat right next to the REM pod. And every time that I sat down, it went off. Pete sat next to it with his phone, didn't go off. He sat without any devices, didn't go off. But every single time that I sat at this bench, it was like if somebody was greeting me. Pete asked them if they wanted me to sit by them, and the REM pod went off. What the hell was that noise? I keep hearing noises all the way around me. It's super eerie in a way because he has a spirit box on. That's what I'm hearing. So there's a bunch of like tombstones and this is just crazy. Like, it's crazy how many unmarked grave sites there are. But this is a whole family right here. The REM pod isn't going off. I can see him from here. The REM pod is perfectly calm. Keep that in mind. And it was going crazy right here. Absolutely nuts. This is probably the most evidence I had in a long time. He also heard whistles. And there's unmarked graves everywhere around here. So I definitely will be back alone sometime. Again, I will definitely come back here alone and see how much evidence I get. But I want you to keep in mind that the REM pod is over here. Check this out. The REM pod is over here. And it is not going off. You can see the red light. It hasn't gone off ever since we moved it to another location. But every time that I take it to the bench, it goes off. I don't know. But that's really cool. It's really cool how much evidence and how well they speak to us. We asked intelligent questions like, hey, were you the person that was talking to us? And that was crazy because as soon as Pete asked that, it went off.
I don't think there was a grave right here, or there is a grave here.
Yeah, because it's sinking. There is somebody right here.
The way it's shaped
that.
and everything else, that's a Buddha. I would consider like a.
Aren't you supposed to like? Isn't that like
the good? The horse
luck,
supposed
right?
to be good luck, yes.
Yeah. I'm learning something new every day. The REM pod is over here. It's still on. Look, Pete. The REM pod hasn't gone off.
I haven't heard it go off.
It hasn't gone off. Ever since we moved it, hasn't gone off. So you asked if it was the batteries, but it's not going off.
Right.
You're a little bit like, what the hell? He's a little unsure because that was really intelligent what we had back there.
¿Está alguien acá con nosotros? I heard a guy say yes.
He said sí, like yes.
Yeah. ¿Puedes venir a tocar esa luz, por favor?
So he's asking them if they could come near us right now to that little device that's on the floor and make it go
Ahorita,
off.
por favor.
Pete is with me today. For the ones that didn't know or just got here, he's been with me for the past couple minutes. And we had probably the best evidence tonight here at the Chinese graveyard. I mean, the best response I've ever had my whole time doing this.
Do it right now, please.
So on the tombstones, it says Daniel, right?
That says like a Daniel, but there's a female. Like I don't know if it's a female, but I don't think so because back then males looked like females in the picture. But this dates back from the 1985 was the last time or his burial.
No, it says 1985 to 1968. You think that he was young and it just looks like a woman, but it's an actual young person? It looks like, I think it might be a youngster.
Yeah.
Like somebody that was still going to school or in high school or whatever. Look, just looking at the picture, you could tell. Wow.
Bueno.
This is amazing. I'm just going to assume that the first name is Daniel. 17? You heard 17 years old?
No. By my calculation.
Oh, I was like, oh.
If you subtract the year that he was born from the year that he passed away, he was only 17 years old.
Do you mind coming to this device that Pete is holding and saying your age for us?
I did it wrong. My bad.
Can you tell me how old you are? I'm gonna assume that his name is Daniel because that's the first name that I see. Daniel, do you mind coming over here and telling us your age for us?
You're saying to me,
Or if you're around us right now, can you come over to this glowing red light and touch in it for me?
You
Touch that little antenna?
Because I think they put the no, they didn't. I thought it was backwards, but it's
I know his age is 17, but I'm asking the question because that way, if they confirm how old they are,
yeah,
that would be really solid. You know what I mean?
And they have an actual a little newer stone next to him. The last year was 1910 that the person was born. Yes, how can I help you? If y'all didn't catch that, they called out my name.
So somebody said, does he like trains? I don't think that's a train.
That's actually
a tractor. It looks like a train from a distance, but it's actually a tractor. So, look how decorative. I just heard a female's voice. That way. Again, I keep hearing a female's voice that way.
Yeah, I heard somebody earlier.
I keep hearing female, like if somebody's calling. That's so weird. But look how pretty this grave is, or the tombstone, or not the tombstone, technically tombstone. The cross is. They put concrete and everything just to make it stabilized again.
Do y'all know what year it is?
This is really awesome. I find sites like this crazy and just interesting because you just never know what to expect and you never know what to see. But it's pretty nice. It really is cool. I thought I heard. Did you hear help? It sounded like they said help.
What do you need help from? For what?
What does that say? Celia? Is that a C?
It's C-E-L-I-A.
Oh.
Kyla.
There's different ways to pronounce names, and I don't want to pronounce it wrong. Look, the REM pod isn't going off.
Yeah, that REM pod
it hasn't gone off. And you Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move further down towards the truck area and see if we get anything that way. And we're just going to slowly make our way to the trucks because Pete got to wake up early in the morning, and it is almost 11. I know some of you are going to wake up in the morning. So we're just going to slowly move that way. I'm going to send the video to you, Pete, of the REM pod going off. Because I've been recording for a fat minute, so I got everything.
I know I got a little bit, not a lot, though. I know I took that one little video that I was trying to get where it falls.
I never expected... Look, now the REM pod's going off because I'm touching it. But I
wonder because I was recording you in 8K. Or recording that part in 8K. Because I can record in 8K in my phone.
Maybe. What? That it was going off?
That it froze maybe? I don't know.
That was a little bit weird. That it, like, when it froze up?
Yeah. But I never had my phone like that ever froze up like that in the video. And it's not common for, for a cell phone to freeze up while videoing.
I am definitely going to be back to this place sometime.
Yeah.
That was the most craziest activity.
It'd be a good idea to bring a chair or something.
The what?
I said it'd be a good idea to bring like a chair or something.
Yeah, bring chairs or whatever and be out here for a solid minute. I got more equipment. I just didn't bring as much equipment because I didn't think that we were going to have this much evidence.
Hopefully I'll have my laser grid.
Something just moved right here.
Oh, man.
Dude, look at this. No, I didn't. Did you? Look, it's like all encaved and everything.
So this is, I believe, I'm assuming a baby's grave, but this is what happens when back in the days when you weren't buried inside of a casket, I guess you could say. Or even if you were buried in a casket, this is what happened to your grave. Or where...
I keep looking that area
I
like
know,
it.
right? It's interesting.
I keep looking that way because I feel like, yeah, I'm like so drawn to that area that I was just at. It feels weird. It's like I keep looking that way, like if I want to go back, but then part of me is like, you already been there. It's a little bit awkward in a way. It's really interesting that this place has been here for so long, but yet nobody took care of it. But when we come out here and we ask just the simplest questions, Pete gets like the best outcomes ever. What do you think? Was that the most interesting thing that you had so far?
Yeah.
Does that make you a little
Yeah.
Did that speak you out a little bit?
Yeah.
Pete was just like, oh shit. He's like, there's no way. And that was probably the strongest that we had so far. You want to try this one and then head out?
Yeah.
Be here for like 10 minutes or whatever and head on out?
Yeah.
Since we're already by the truck, right? Ooh, coyote.
Yeah. There's a marked grave on that side too. Right across.
What do you think? You want to try right
Yeah,
here?
we'll try it here because it's
More active, right? Or more crowded?
Yeah, more crowded, more... I think that's a newer grave though.
That isn't... You think so? It's kind of encaved in the ground just a little bit.
Let me see what year it is over there. 2016. Look at that far around.
1957 to 2016. So not too bad. There's a bench right here. I think I had a lot of experiences with benches so far. First off, it keeps my equipment safe, one and foremost. And second, apparently everything here likes me being on benches. Because every time that I come to a bench, something happens. Now, everybody keeps asking Pete.
Yes.
It was a possum. I saw it. Everybody keeps asking me. I know it was a possum because I used to hunt them. Look, there it is. See it? There's the possum going up the tree. You see it right there. Look. Everybody keeps asking me why I named my truck Ghost. Do you know why? Pop quiz.
Because it's white.
Well, it's pretty obvious. I guess you could say that. But no. It's because all the locations that I've ever been to, I managed to take some type of spirit home or with me in that truck. But the funny part is nothing happens at my house, just in my truck. What do you think about that? And I did a spirit box in my truck. I got videos of doing spirit boxes in my truck, and I would get voices.
Sounds interesting.
You're like, don't bring shit in my truck.
Well, no, I mean, I always have like, you could say guests, not at my house. I mean, at my house, not in my truck.
Mm-hmm.
Spirits tend to follow me a lot from different places.
Pete, the ones that haven't met Pete yet, he was the person that met me at the haunted railroad tracks of San Antonio. He was the same person that...
That's not because it's by that grass, right? Oh, no, that's not.
No, the grass shouldn't be touching it. But sometimes it takes a little bit to set because it levels itself out. If anybody's around this area right now, do you mind coming over to this device and touching it for me? Make it turn colors like how you saw? Look how solid this is. It's not going off in any way. But over there... Or maybe try
¿Puedes venir acá a tocar esa luz? Por favor, toca esa luz.
So the person here is named Henry.
That's him. The cemetery is
Or-
known as Guzman, but it's a Chinese graveyard.
Guzman is their last name?
Yes.
Or so yeah, that's their last name.
It
says the last name.
Plot. It's a big old, basically you consider it like a big old plot that, people buy, property, and it's for their family. So like I was trying to explain to you. So the Chinese people somebody in the Chinese family had bought in this area out here,
Mhm.
and I guess they needed money,
Mhm.
and so they ended up selling like partial, I guess you could say, of
Mhm.
it to the Guzmans, and now the Guzmans actually have more of the land, I guess you could say, than, because we haven't really seen too much,
No.
you know, Chinese graves.
Grave
actually.
sites. Yeah.
But it's been known as, this area has been known as the Chinese graveyard.
Mhm. Damn, man, this is
¿Está alguien con nosotros?
1926 to 2011. What, you okay?
No, I'm seeing my hands. I think I got something sticky on my hands for some reason. I don't know what.
What do you mean?
I don't know if it's from my devices or what, but probably. I don't know. Yeah, something like that probably. You see it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're like, I don't know. Nothing. Nothing. Isn't that weird? How calm the REM pod is now? But over there, there's lots of activity.
¿Está alguien con nosotros ahorita? Is somebody here with us? Señor Guzmán está con nosotros?
Hey, Keith or whatever your name is, you better quit it, dude. You got nothing respectful to say, leave. You don't like it, leave. I ain't telling you to watch.
Hold on, I got something to reply to that. First of all, we're in a cemetery where you should be giving respect to people. We're not trying to disrespect any spirits that are here.
I call
What
it
we're
a visit.
doing is just communicating and gathering information as the spirits are still wandering the earth. We're not trying to disrespect any spirits that are here, so please kindly not to disrespect the life feed.
That's the best way to put it. We're not here to disrespect any spirits. We're not trying to disturb anybody. It's more of a free will. If anybody would like to talk to us that wants to talk to people and just doesn't have the chance, that's what we're here for. We're not here to bother anybody. As you can tell, we had lots of activity that way, but that was probably because they wanted to talk to somebody because they don't really get to talk to us. They were really anxious. They were really trying to talk to us, and we tried our best to try to, understand what they were trying to say, but
I wonder what's next to him. There's another plot next to him right here. I'm going to look at it right now.
And we're not stepping over graves or anything like that. We're being very respectful about it. We step between them, if we get close, we try to make sure that we're doing it respectfully. You got to keep in mind that, yes, these are family graves, and yes, they're out here, but we're out here also to try to communicate to the ones that would like to say something to us that they don't really get to have a chance to, if that makes sense. That's why we're here. We're here to not only collect some sort of proof that there are such things as spirits, but we're also here to find out and talk to the ones that would like to talk to us. So, like right now, like this right here are little markers of where the graves are, but you don't see me standing right over it.
As you can see that there, I know you were seeing that earlier, that somebody was saying about the flags. These flags have been like this for years, and the people that supposedly do maintenance here, because I have seen vehicles.
They do maintenance. Here. I don't know why they don't pick them up.
They don't pick them up. It looks like they don't really care about certain plots. I'm pretty sure they only care about their own.
We're not talking about the families. We're talking about the people that come here and cut the grass and whatnot. They don't pick up after the trash or mess that's here. They just cut the grass. If they really cared, they would pick up the flags, and and whatever else
Dude,
trash
because
that's around the
these were
graves.
here before we didn't even got in. They were like this. We didn't do this. I understand that we need to respectfully pick them up, but if they don't, if we don't have. Oh,
I got Rebecca that's helping me out right now. I gotta shout her out. She's one of my mods, and she's keeping an eye on everything, and I really appreciate it. I really do. Because I can't see all the comments, and she answers for me, and I really appreciate it. So.
I'm turning it back on for a little bit longer.
But yes, we're being super respectful about how we do things. We're not gonna push any pressure on any spirits that are here. If anybody is willing to come up to us and talk to us, they will. That's how I see it. We're here to visit, not to intimidate. Some places there is, there's some places that we go to. We do push.
There is some, like if you ever do get to do that
bad energy.
One area to kind of nitpick a little bit.
It would be bad energy that we would pick on, really. If it's like locations that are super bad or like a killer of some sort, we tend to pick a little bit to kind of see what we can get. And that's just a natural reaction. Response.
Bueno. ¿Quieren hablar con nosotros?
But this place is, it's really nice. It's nice being here. It's nice knowing that there is somebody here with us. And we did get a lot of evidence that way.
More back that way.
Way back that way.
And what's weird is what I was telling you earlier about the cars driving up and honking and what would appear in that direction. That's what makes.
So many people said, okay, so you said a sumo wrestler.
Yeah.
Another person said it was a lady in like a black and white dress. Another person said it was a young man that had no head. There's just multiple.
I've heard the one about the
no head. There's multiple.
I heard more towards the sumo wrestler supposedly, and he's the one that protects. The
Which, I mean, if he is around us right now and is listening, I really admire that you protect this place. That's really good. Do appreciate that. But for sure, I mean, it's quite interesting how this path just keeps going and keeps going. And all the way at the very end is where we had the most activity ever tonight. And Pete legit looked at me with wide eyes, realizing, holy cow. You're kind of glad I brought that REM pod, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, so for the ones that are still watching, like I said, October 22nd, I am going to be heading out to Denton, Texas, to do Goatman's Bridge. I don't know. Pete, are you willing? What's up, man?
We'll see what's up.
Pete's,
let me see.
Pete's kind of wondering.
I'm like, yes. No,
I don't know, man.
I'll leave that out there. We'll see what happens.
I don't know, man. I kind of need a translator. No, I'm just kidding. Some go speak Spanish. I'm really bad at that. I don't know, Pete. But yeah, we are heading over, or I'm heading over to Goatman's Bridge.
I know what
Pete,
it was. I found out what it was.
What was it?
I had tape on here because it had opened up.
Oh, it was the tape.
So I touched the top part,
and it got all over your hands, huh?
Yeah.
So if Pete might be able to join me, he's kind of debating right now or trying to figure out. So when he does, he might be able to join me at Goatman's. If you're interested in seeing me or meeting me there and doing an investigation with me, if I am there alone or with Pete, you're glad to join. I did go to the Black Swan Inn. Wasn't there that long. They had other activities though. It was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they actually have a haunted house going on right now.
Right now, right? I wanted to try that.
It starts out on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And mind you, it's actually around an actual haunted house. It's actually haunted, so it's interesting.
So there's gonna be a couple of videos that y'all see. Y'all will be able to see Pete in. He is a local around here in San Antonio, so he knows this place inside and out. I am not a local, so that's why I keep asking him, like, where's the places, Pete? Show me the ghost, Pete. He's just like, hold on, man, I'm busy. Like, where's the ghost, Pete?
Yeah, there's a lot of places that are, yeah.
I don't know when's the next time. I'm free whenever, because I do other things.
Yeah,
Tomorrow I'm not free.
Usually I'm free only on the weekends. Usually.
So if you
or unless I'm working during the days and you get a chance like this, and yeah.
Are you busy Sundays? You're busy Sundays, aren't you?
Depending, because Sundays I can do it, but I have to be working nights. That's a catch right there.
Work at nights?
If I'm so like this week, coming week, I'll be still on days.
Mm-hmm.
So Friday I'll be, like I said, again free again.
Okay.
It'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday night.
Sunday night. Okay, so
after the 22nd, I'll be going to night shift.
The reason why I ask is because one of these times I want to try doing like a daytime live and go explore places that we can't see, so you can show me better. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like graveyards that we haven't been to.
Say you're going on the.
Everybody's saying, "Come on, Pete." Everybody's saying, "Come on, Pete."
They're saying the 23rd, right? Say the 23rd. You want to go somewhere on a Sunday night? I can go with you because actually I'll be translating into night shift.
Okay, so let me know what days what nights you can go, and then let me know what days during the daytime you can go. So that way, the reason why I'm asking you is because I'm free whenever. October 22nd, I will be at Goatman's Bridge again. Hopefully Pete will be able to go. Everybody's naming you Petey now. You got a nickname. Everybody's naming you Petey. So, he got his little shirt going on too. Look at that.
Yeah, it's one of the shirts.
Are you sleeping that?
No. I have
He's like, no.
Too that says friends on it. It has all.
Do you ever hang that on a coat,
No.
hanger, and just like leave it in your closet, and then those eyes glow too, like.
Yeah, they actually. See if I can get one of them to go more brighter than what the other ones are.
Oh man, that shit glows. I can only imagine you hanging that shirt up in the closet. You waking up in the middle of the night with that shit glowing.
I have another one that has all the scary movie characters, and it glows in the dark as well, and it says friends on it.
Look at that. It just. I don't know, man. That shirt got scary. I think that's the most scariest thing here at this graveyard. Is that shirt. I'm pretty sure that's what y'all saw. It's like, I saw eyes. That's what you saw. You saw a shirt. That's what you saw. Anyway, so, yep. If you haven't already, go check out the YouTube. There ain't nothing on the YouTube, but I've been working on that. So far, I've been editing 3 to 4 videos. So if you're interested in watching some of the videos, such as this is going to be made as a YouTube video. We also have Goatman's Bridge. Last time I went, that's also a YouTube video, and the house. We're gonna take Pete to the house one day.
Yeah, I would like to go visit that.
You ready to go see Caroline?
Like I said earlier, I'm kind of hard to scare, and ghosts have tried to scare me in the past and it didn't work. I was at La Bahia.
I'm gonna leave you in the house alone.
It's called La Bahia, which is a fort. And we're inside the main headquarters of their corporal. So that's where they would plan their attack against, Santa Ana and stuff like that. So we're sitting down, all sitting on the couch. All you hear in the background was like a 2x4 thrown. And I was the only person that got up to go see what the heck was going on.
It's like, hey, what's up? Who's there? So yeah, Pete will be on I wouldn't say most, but on a lot of adventures that I go on here around San Antonio, or sometimes out of town, depending on what his schedule is. But yeah. Anyway, so we're probably gonna end the live pretty soon because he needs to go home.
Yeah.
I got to wake up early in the morning. We got stuff to do.
Unfortunately.
And I got videos to edit. So like I said, right now I'm editing 4 videos currently. They are gonna all be released at once. Pete. He's like, they're all gonna be released at once. So that way y'all can watch different variety of videos. They're about 30-25 minutes long, around there. And today was probably the best evidence we had so far. I had. I don't know about you, but
out here, I think to be honest with you, I believe yes.
It's amazing.
It doesn't never fail. The Chinese graveyard here never fails. I mean, there's other places that I have investigated, or that I tried to investigate, that I have done stuff. Hopefully I'll take you to that battle site next time and, you know, do something out there. It's really interesting. Y'all won't be able to see what I have caught before. I can probably show you pictures if I can find them still. Yeah, but I have pictures of the battlefield and stuff out there and what I have.
Do you hear that? What's that move? There's like movement way out there. Like right there. I don't got a very bright flashlight, but I swear I saw movement all the way out there. It looked like something moved. Like you know, like it's weird. Like an animal on the floor. That's what it looked like.
It could be because there's boar out here too. That's another thing we gotta watch out for, I think.
Okay, so everybody's saying they heard a little girl's voice. Which is funny because I kept hearing that when I was over there.
There's a lot of little graves, and unfortunately, the way they are, it's kind of hard to tell which one. Except for that one that started with a C.
Well, you know, another thing is that this where y'all are watching the live. The reason why I like to go live a lot is because this device could pick up better sound frequencies than what we can hear by ear. So whatever you hear is through the speaker of the phone, which is quite interesting because you never know what you're going to catch. It's just like a spirit box.
Right. So usually what we use on occasionally, not all the time, it's called a digital recorder, EVP for short.
I have that.
Or should I say? And so when we go back over the evidence, sometimes we hear something that we didn't hear at the time. But if you're...
higher frequencies.
Yeah. So if you are sensitive like I am, sometimes you can actually hear it right there and then.
Anyways, guys, so yeah, thank you for joining the live. If you didn't know what was going on, let's just say a lot of crap was going on, but a lot of stuff was going on. I will be posting that tonight because Pete over here translated everything. I just sit there with my thumb in my mouth and just shit my pants with that REM pod. I was legit looking at the REM pod and he was like, you should go sit by it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go sit by it. As soon as I sat down, the thing was just starting going off. He just looked at me. You kind of like backed up, like if you were about to say, yeah, okay, I'm leaving you here, dude. Like that's too much for me. And then every single question that you asked in Spanish or English, they answered very intelligently. Like that was probably the most clear evidence I've had on that REM pod. And we left that REM... Look, the REM pod's sitting there right now on. And it hasn't gone off ever since we left that area. And it's not the wind.
Yeah.
It's not bugs. You know, well, okay, we did have a bug on it. But when we were over there, that's not what was making it go off. Anyways, 20-second, guys. Goatman's Bridge.
Hey,
hopefully people will be able to join.
Is we're being looked at, showing the moon.
Oh yeah, the moon.
It actually looks like an eye from right here.
It kind of does, man.
So that looks kind of weird. Like,
and look how it like shines up this whole area now.
Yeah.
Like you can see way down at the end. I know y'all can't see it because the freaking camera doesn't do justice, but the moon and just the creepy.
It gives it the creepy.
Feels good.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't know about you, but I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my equipment going. Like I said, guys, I'm gonna try going live again. Maybe Sunday, but this weekend I'm gonna try my best to get those videos crunched out so that way Pete and I can start going to different places. It's always good to take Pete out because he has more experience around these places than I do. I just came here not too long ago, so I heard about the Chinese graveyard, but I didn't expect this much evidence, Pete. I don't know, man. These ghosts tend to like me. I don't know. I think they like me a little too much. Next thing you know it, you're gonna freaking get pinned to a grave.
If I see that, I'll probably creep up and jump like this. Have a good one.
You're gonna start running like the ghost. Why are you running? Alright, but yep, full moon, or not full moon. Moon's out tonight. Got my truck like 5 feet away from the freaking road.
What do you think that's bad about coming out here and visiting the Chinese graveyard? If you bring two people, yeah. Unfortunately.
your truck or whatever you drive is gonna be hanging out the road.
Hopefully you got good insurance because
some people are stupid and they'll just smack your truck. Oops, and they'll drive off too. They don't care. They'll just be like, oh, I didn't see your truck, man. But shout out to Rebecca and shout out to, I don't know how to say your username. What's the best way to put your username as? It's XSIC. What's the best way to say that username? What's the nickname that we... Maria. Okay, we're just going to say that. Yeah. I think I struggled a little bit too much to read somebody's username. That's like the first... I was like, oh, uh-oh. So thank you for Maria and Rebecca for watching and keeping an eye out for people that were asking questions and I couldn't say anything. It was just because me and Pete were trying to make sure that he doesn't get dragged off in the woods and never gets seen again, because he was like, what was that noise? What was that? You heard that woman's voice, and he was just like, oh shit. So, but yep. Thank you guys for joining. I'll see you into the next one. Pete's gonna be keeping in touch. Hopefully we'll be able to do something like this again somewhere else, different graveyard, different place. Maybe as much activity. I don't know, man. This REM pod's pretty accurate, so.
Yeah.
But either from that, thank y'all for joining. I'll see you into the next live. This will be on YouTube. So the people that missed it, it will be on YouTube. The evidence that we got is going to be posted. I'm going to send evidence to him too, so that way you can post it on your social medias if you'd like. But that was probably the best so far I had, really, on this. Yeah. I've been to a lot of places, and I use this device a lot. But that was some crazy crap. That was some crazy responsive stuff. So, alrighty guys, I'll see you into the next one. I'll keep you in touch. I'll post when's the next time we go live. This was kind of a last minute thing today, but we made it happen. We made it work. Freaking got the most out of it. Yeah. But until then, guys, I'll see you into the next one.